told to get here as early as possible. We arrived 7:30, I would say, so about an hour ago, because basically they only allow a certain amount of people in the park every day, and then they just shut it. Doesn't matter how long you've been waiting. And I think by like 10, 11, the line's really, really long, and you might not get in. So we were told to get here before 8 o'clock, which is when the park officially opens. There was no line when we got here, so it was perfect. I really recommend getting here early. Outside the park, you can see that there are places to buy food. You can have breakfast, you can have a coffee, you can chill out of it. You can buy bug spray, which is essential, and it's also where you book your accommodation and buy your entrance. So I recommend getting here with lots of time, and then you can relax. If you want to spend the night in the park, which is highly recommended for those brave people unlike Tim, you have all these different options. Come and have a look. There's like different campings all along. But the most popular one is this Cabo San Juan. Why? Because it's the only place you can sleep directly on the beach. So there's two options, there's hammocks or there's tents. The hammocks do not have mosquito nets, so we went for a tent. I did hear about ant infestations, so I'll let you know how that goes later. But basically you arrive at the gate, there's lots of people, you can ask them, you can book here directly, do not listen to other people, you cannot book on booking.com, you have to book here. And we got a pack which was 170,000 per person, which included a night in the tent, breakfast and snorkeling on a private beach. So I don't know if we got ripped off or if it was a good deal, but it sounded like a good deal. I have to let you know how it is.
Okay, so we bought our tickets, and there's mandatory insurance, $6,000 when you walk in, and there's the tickets. We're in the high season, so it's $73,500. And low season was like $62,000.
But the insurance is only $6,000 for one day. It's $12,000 for 2 days.
Yeah, and she's staying overnight. You go in, you gotta keep your receipt, show your receipt, and then you'll get on a shuttle bus. Shuttle bus will take you to a drop-off point. From there, it's about an hour to Arrecifes, 2 hours to San Juan, where she's staying. So that's what we'll do. Another thing to note is they tell you to have your passport when you come here. She bought my ticket. I didn't show my passport. Right when you get off, you got some drinks to buy. It is so quiet out here. I mean, there was a sign telling us to be quiet, but it's actually quiet and nice, and you can just hear the trees, the birds, the insects. Everybody's looking for monkeys because they want to see monkeys. It's just a really peaceful hike, actually. So how has the hike been so far?
Good, exhausting, but we have a good path here. It's really easy going, and it's not too far to the beach, which is great.
I love the sea, and the sea makes me happy, and it's really pretty to see all of the jungle hit the sea directly in this kind of dramatic rock vegetation and monkeys hitting the sea immediately. That's pretty cool.
We're staying in Don Pedro. It was like about a 30-minute walk from the beach, but gorgeous, like really chill and tranquil. A lot more space and a lot more peaceful than I was sort of expecting, considering this time of year.
It feels more in the forest than it feels on the beach. It's nice, yeah.
And can you swim in the sea?
It's about a 25-minute walk from that camping.
Yeah.
But then you can swim the sea and all the beaches closer to.
There's like 3
Okay.
or 4 different kinds of beaches.
Okay,
you can
cool.
walk from, yeah.
And Cabo San Juan, is it really packed?
Yeah.
It's
It's,
pretty
it's
packed.
the most packed one.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty busy. But
The camping, we don't know.
We just arrived at this campsite. I think it's called Sector Yuluka. And they have eco-hubs here, cabins, tents, and hammocks. But I think the cabins are really expensive and booked up like way in advance. That's what they told us at the gate. But you could sleep here. We're not at the beach. I think there's also Camping Don Pedro, which is what the Adam and Naomi were talking about. That's like 10 minutes that way, but that's a half an hour walk from the beach. So we'll see when we get to our camping if we made the right decision. I think it's going to be good to sleep on the beach. But this looks quite nice.
Okay, so we're getting close to the beach, and yeah, this trail is pretty cool. It's kind of more like a nature trail than like hiking. The walk is actually pretty simple. There's a few areas that, you know, if you have some sort of issue, you might need some help, but we've seen like little kids doing the trail too, so it's definitely accessible for most people. It's beautiful. We get lots of different little landscapes. Right now we're walking on sand. Earlier we're walking through mud, walking through trees. There's stairs. We're walking on rocks. It's definitely a nature trail set. So don't worry about like trying to feel like you have to hike and find out where you're going. Don't worry about markers. It's one trail. Go that way.
Oh my god, this looks stunning.
How do I do this?
I don't know. Pretend to be a monkey.
I'm scared. I'm not very good at climbing.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if you want to go all the way.
Okay, tell me when I can stop.
Keep going so your face is in the light.
Little Jesus, be safe.
Yeah, that's fine right there.
Yeah, I think it's fine right there.
Okay.
Now be sexy. So we went from hiking in the jungle there to this beach. Look at that. Just beautiful. Rocks, beach. Yeah. We're gonna go lie down now. Take a break from that long walk.
To the beach, it was pretty awesome actually. Like we walked, I reckon, around 1.5 hours now, maybe 2. And we've been walking through the whole nature with lots of animals and a monkey, a lizard. So I pretty much enjoyed the nature, and now the beaches are
Welcome to my campsite. I'm gonna spend the night here. Let's see how many mosquito bites I get. Hello, welcome to the campsite. We finally arrived. So David and I are going to stay here and everyone else are going back, and they're only coming in for a day. So I've been like weighing up, like, did we make the right decision to stay? And I'm kind of feeling like, for me, yes, because even though the walk isn't that difficult, you are basically walking most of the day because you're going to stop at beaches along the way. And basically by 3 o'clock, you've got to be leaving again because it's a 3-hour walk back to the entrance and you've got to be out by 6. So if you're not like a really particularly active person and you don't want to do just like a really rushed day of walking, I suggest staying in the park. There's lots of different options. You don't need to book in advance. I'll let you know that it might be a nightmare night, but it seems like it's going to be good. Then we get to wake up in paradise and just walk back tomorrow. Welcome to my crib. You want to look? dun, 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 and there's gonna be a big rat inside. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, hello. Have fun, losers.
Bye.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was a lot of hiking, especially for me because I've just done 4 days of hiking in the mountains. We had about 2 hours trekking there, seeing monkeys, seeing signs for turtles, lots of beautiful birds, etc. Different from the jungle in the mountains because there's a lot of sand as well there, different sort of landscape. And then we hit the sea, which was great. Beach was amazing, unlike any other beaches in this area, I think. So would definitely recommend it for that. I think, yeah, next time would probably stay in the park because afterwards you have to walk back the same way you came. Just another kind of 2 hour, 1.5 hour walk back. Pretty beautiful, and I appreciate that it's so like untouched beaches. Really nice, definitely recommend.
So I actually really liked the day. I liked the hiking, I liked the beaches, I liked the nature. I did expect it to be more crowded actually, especially in the beginning. We were thinking that there's a huge line. We were told to come really early, but it was quite okay actually. And then also on the way back, it was not too crowded. There were many people, of course, going back. Also the way back was way more of a hike because we were a little bit more in the rush than going there. But overall I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend going there also for a day trip. However, since I am staying in the desert the next days, also outside in a hammock, for me it was a better choice to do the day trip.
So the day trip for me was amazing because I love getting out to see nature. Beaches are always a plus. It's just a really beautiful location. And because they limit how many people can get in the park, it wasn't too crowded. The trails are actually pretty simple. Sometimes you had to wait for people because there's only one trail to and from everywhere. So sometimes that sucks. And sometimes you got to move to the side because there's horses coming through. But I guess that kind of adds to the appeal of it. I was walking across the hot sand, so my feet hurt. So walking back sucked because my feet hurt the whole time. And then I had sand in my shoes in addition to them hurting. But despite all of that, the day trip was totally worth it. I'm glad I came back to my hostel. I mean, I guess staying in a tent could be cool. Maybe I'll do that next time. But if you only have time to do a day trip, totally worth it. We had plenty of time to be at 2 different beaches and hang out a little bit in addition to all the hiking. So yes, easy recommendation.
48 hours later.
So I have heat stroke right now from Tayrona. So I'm feeling a little out of it. I'm gonna try and give you the most details that I can. But I guess that says it all, that it was pretty intense, very hot, not much shade, 2 days of walking, a lot of bugs. We camped on Cabo San Juan, which is like the most popular space. Everyone said it was really crowded, but honestly, like coming from a Mediterranean beach, it's not crowded. But there are people there. If you don't like any people, it's not the place for you. But it's the only place in the park that you can camp directly on the beach. You have an option of hammocks or tents. The tent was really comfortable. It was a real mattress. There was no bed bugs or anything like that. I checked, there was no rats, I checked, so that was nice. The biggest issue, the food was terrible, like really bad. I'm pretty sure that's also why I'm a bit sick now. There's really not much to do, so by like 7 p.m. we were like, okay, it's pitch black, what do we do? But we found some people, we played cards, there's a tiny little bar there. I danced some salsa, which was nice. We made friends, the stars were epic, and then you wake up in the morning and you're literally on like a beautiful beach. We got kind of ripped off and did like a snorkeling package. So in the morning we went snorkeling, which was cool. Definitely not the best snorkeling I've ever had, so I probably wouldn't recommend that, but it was really cool because they took us to a private beach. It was literally 5 minutes walk away from Cabo San Juan, but there was nobody and you could swim. So that's a top tip, like try and find the secret beach just to the side of Cabo San Juan near the horses, and now I ruined it, it's not a secret anymore. We saw a lionfish, that was cool, and then we walked out slowly, and I got sunburn, I got heat stroke. It's 2 days later, I'm still kind of dizzy. I do recommend staying in the park. I think it depends on your personality, you need to be kind of like ready for roughing it. It's very jungle. If you're British, you might get this reference, but it felt like I was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. But it was cool. You should stay in the park. So we found this incredible private beach. It's just us and some people we met who we brought here, and it is pretty incredible. This is the benefit of staying in the park.